Here today, so welcome back to the channel and I wish you all a happy new year. It's so good to be back and it's so good to be back trading. It's so good to be back doing all these videos for you back again. Last week was a very good week. We saw some back of the volatility which was lacking in the summer, and last week was a good week to start the year, and next week is going to be even amazing as the volatility will be back with full swing. So I will be talking about some of my current positions. I'm in Bitcoin, I'm trading the S&P 500, I'm trading the oil right now. So I will show you all of my positions, and I'm currently looking for some other setups too in the market which are currently forming. So we will talk all about them in this video. We have like a lot to talk about. So yeah, we will cover all of that. So without any further ado, let's start the video. I will like to talk about the dollar index first, because no matter if you watch the forex, if you watch like gold, if you watch stocks, if you watch crypto, whatever you watch, this thing is the most important stuff for all of you, because like everything is widely traded in the dollar. So we have to keep an eye on this. Or if you see the stocks, then this, yes, they are the stocks of the America, so there's an importance of its strength of the currency too for the stocks. So we will talk about the dollar, and let's like see the dollar has continued its uptrend, and in the mid or last quarter of 2024 we saw that the dollar started to rise. Okay, even the interest rates, even the Fed started to cut the rates, but still the dollar started to rise. And I think that in 2025 we can very well see this uptrend continue in dollar. And for now we are seeing its effect already in the euro. You can see that the euro is tumbling against the dollar, or if we see the pound, we can see that the pound is also tumbling against the dollar. All these currencies, all the major currencies are crashing against the dollar.
Yes, I am invincible.
Now the main question is why. So if we go here and we see the some of the economic data of out of the America, we can see that the unemployment rate stands at the 4.2%, and which is rising like as compared to the previous months, but it is relatively at a very low rate. It is relatively a very low rate if we see some of the past few years. And the non-farm payroll number, the labor market looks quite strong. The inflation rate, the inflation, this is the main thing, the inflation is still high. It is far away from the Fed 2% target, and as long as the inflation is not going there, we are going to see less rate cuts or maybe even elevated rates. Okay, and this is the thing which is causing the dollar to rise. If we see that the growth of the GDP is quite good in America. So the point is that the economy of America is quite strong if we compare it to the economy of its other European counterparts. So what this means that as long as the economy is standing strong, as long as the inflation is still elevated or still far away from the 2% target of the Fed, it means that they are going to cut, or we can assume that they will be cutting their interest rates at a slower pace as compared to its European counterparts, which means that the dollar will get strong and strong and stronger against other currencies. That's why I think that this downtrend in the pound or in the euro, this downtrend can very well continue going into the 2025. And I'm personally looking for some shorts, but for now I'm just waiting for a pullback. So this is my area of interest. Okay, so this is my first area of interest, and this is my second area of interest. So I'm waiting for some pullback at these areas, and if I do get them, then I will be very much interested to short them for some swing trades. And if we talk about the euro has the same story for me. I'm looking for shorts, and I'm very much interested in it, but to be very honest, I'm more interested in the pound because it looks like a better risk to reward to me. For the euro, again, I have two zones of interest, and I'm looking at these levels. This is the 104 round level, and this is the 106 round level. So I'm interested in all of these two levels. And if I do get a pullback, then I will be looking to short euro too for some swing trade. So we will see if we get them or if we don't get them. But obviously, I'm going to wait for a pullback, and I'm not going to enter like right away here. Okay, so I will be waiting for a better pullback and better prices, and if I do get them, then obviously I'm going to enter. And if we try to talk about the gold, the most favorite thing of all of you is gold, so let's talk about it too. And to be very honest, gold is not as interesting to trade as it was in 2024. and there are very much reasons for it. But let's talk about from a technical perspective. From a technical perspective, if you want to trade gold, what you need to see is a break of this area or a break of this area. What this means is that right now gold is consolidating and you don't have a clear technical direction as you had all this time. Okay, so right now we are lacking a clear technical direction. And if we see something like this, okay, so if we see a break of this area, then obviously I will be interested in longs. But if we see a break of this area, then obviously I will be interested in shorts. But I will be not playing all this move blindly, as you know, or as you all of you know that I uh, join fundamentals with technicals. So if we see a break of this area and the fundamentals also say that yes, the gold is bullish, then obviously I will be looking for some longs on gold. And if we see a break of this area and the fundamentals at that time also say that yes, the broader picture for gold is bearish, then obviously I will be looking for some shorts going into 2025. But for now, the technical and the fundamental picture is quite mixed for gold, and I'm not interested to trade it right now. I love to trade gold, but for now it is what it is. It is what it is. Talking about the Bitcoin, Bitcoin is another major asset and widely traded asset. I never traded it, but right now it's looking quite interesting. And I am in a trade on Bitcoin. I shared this with the private community, and I also shared the analysis of this trade in my free Telegram channel. If you are not in the Telegram channel, it's totally free. I update my analysis there, and you can join it for totally free of cost. I will drop the link in description. Talking about the Bitcoin, I am very much interested in Bitcoin longs, and I think that yes, this move can very well continue to the upside. Okay, so if we break this area, this resistance area around the 99,000 level, then I will be interesting to trail my profits. Okay, trail my stop loss into profits. Right now, I'm in a position in Bitcoin, and the question is why I am trading Bitcoin on the long side. The thing is that the US economy is quite strong for now. The labor market is quite strong for now, or the hourly earnings are at their peak levels, or you can say are much higher than they were previously. Okay, which means that the consumer is feeling healthy, the consumer has some money in his pockets, in her pockets, and they are feeling very much good about the economy. And at the same time, there are no major uncertainties in the world, which means that the consumer will be very happy to go and invest all those savings in some risky assets like Bitcoin, like the S&P 500, the nasdaq, the Dow Jones, like the stocks, the risky stuff. All these things are risk on assets, okay, which are not widely traded in some risky environment. But right now there are no risks, there are no major uncertainties in the world or wars or stuff like this. That's why we can see very well this move continue to the upside, and I'm still very much bullish on Bitcoin for another reason, which is a pro crypto president. As you all know that the Trump is going to take the office on 20th of January, and he is considered as a pro crypto president, which means that his policies might favor the Bitcoin, and that's why we can very well see that the uptrend on Bitcoin continue. Talking about some of the major stocks, if we talk about the S&P 500, I am also on a position on the S&P 500, which is like quite a boring for me right now. It is quite boring for me right now. I have been in this position for like 3 or 4 days and it has just done nothing. But I'm still interested on the US stocks for the long side, like the S&P 500 or the the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, all of this stuff. The thing is, again, the reasons are again the same. We are in a very much intact bullish trend, and for the fundamental perspective, the things that the US economy is standing quite strong, and the mood of the market right now is a risk on sentiment. What does risk on means? That risk on means that there are no major uncertainties in the world and there is no fear of a downturn in the economy or stuff like this. And that's why people go and invest their money in some risky assets. And like for the same reason, you are seeing that the gold is lacking a clear direction, because gold loves to go on the upside when there are major uncertainties in the world, when there are wars or when there are like recession fears or stuff like this. So whenever there is stuff like this, then gold tends to go up. But for now, we are lacking this stuff. There are no major uncertainties or stuff like this. There are no fears in the world. That's why gold is just ranging. Okay. So this is the thing. If you understand the fundamentals, then you will know the reasons behind the stuff. You will not be blindly playing. You will know that why at this time gold was rising and why it's just consolidating right now. So I urge you all to understand the fundamentals and try to read about them. If we talk about the Nasdaq, same story on the Nasdaq as of the S&P 500. I was quite interested in Nasdaq too, as it's like trade the same way as the Bitcoin, or maybe you can say the S&P 500. But the risk to reward was not looking quite good to me. That's why I avoided it. For now, the Nasdaq, I would be interested if we see that this zone we keep on holding this zone and we see a pullback. So if we do see a pullback, then I may enter into a position on the Nasdaq too. But right now, I'm not very much interested in it because I already have a position on the Bitcoin and the S&P 500. So I have to focus on my risk management too. That's why I may not trade it. But what I think is that the story for the Nasdaq is very much bullish also, and we can very well see that the Nasdaq continuing its upside movement and breaking these highs. So yeah, the like summary of all of this is that I'm very much bullish on the US stocks, on the Bitcoin, on the risky assets. Okay, whether it's the S&P 500, the Bitcoin, or the Dow Jones. Talking about the Dow Jones, I'm interested in Dow Jones and I'm interested to trade it. And the risk to reward also looks very much good to me on the Dow Jones, but to be confirmed from a technical perspective, I need to see a break of these highs. Okay, so we have seen that this was a resistance area. Market broke it. We saw market taking support from this area. Again, we tested it and we broke it, and now we are again taking some rejections from this area. So to confirm my trade on the Dow Jones, I would like to see a break of this resistance area and a sustain of this area. So if we do sustain this area, then I will be interested very much on taking some longs. Okay, so yeah, the point is, the summary is that yes, I am very much bullish on the risky assets for now, at least for the first quarter of 2025. I also do have a position on oil, and I don't have any big targets on oil. The reason for this is again the same, that the consumer is feeling very much healthy, and obviously, and one more important thing. Okay, so if we see that here we had the manufacturing data, and if we see the manufacturing data was better than the expectations. We saw the unemployment claims also came out better than expectations. And the and uh, overall, the US economy is standing quite strong. So whenever the economy is strong, it means that the production is going right and stuff like this. Then that can mean that there would be more consumption of stuff like oil. Obviously, you would need that in industry, in cars or stuff like this. And it's already winter, so the demand of oil can actually rise. Okay, so due to increased demand, we can see a surge in the prices of oil. That's why I am in a short term trade on oil. I'm not targeting like some big levels, maybe the 84 level or the 100 level. I'm not talking about some moves like this because there's no major war in the world. The prices of oil rise like significantly when there's a major war in the world, but something like this. But whenever there's not, then oil prices tend to consolidate. But in the past days, we saw the oil breaking this major resistance. I waited for it to sustain above, and once it sustained above, I went long on oil. And right now, I am in this position, but I don't have any bigger targets on it. I will most probably close my positions at this area. So this was pretty much it for the video, and next week is also going to be an amazing week. If we try to see the data of the next week, then next week is going to be a rocket week. We have the ISM services PMI number. It is very much important for the US economy because a major portion of the US economy depends on the services sector. We have the jobs number, so it will give us an idea that where the job market is heading. And if we move forward, then we have the FOMC meeting minutes. They are not that important, leave them. Okay, so we have the average hourly earnings, we have the NFP numbers, the big one on Friday. Okay, so next week is going to be very volatile week, and it is going to be an amazing week. So best of luck for all of you, and before you close this video, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button. And if you have any questions, you can ask me on Telegram, you can ask me in the comment section, and I will try my best to help you and guide you. And best of luck for your trading. We will meet in the next video. Best of luck for 2025. I hope you all make it this year. Best of luck.